So 4 years ago, we were Mommy's Hiring Mommies. We've recently rebranded to MomPire so that we can serve at a higher and greater level. So we're super excited, and we will always stay foundationally in the belief that moms can be all of who they are, and we can connect and do business with each other. And our goal, at the end of the day, my mission is to build the mom economy. Moms in the U.S. have like
mom economy.
They have a $2.3 billion spending power in the U.S.
Wow.
So if moms have that much control over economy, why are we not promoting moms, hiring other moms, and feeding each other's families?
Ooh, that gave me
That's
chills.
what we need to be doing. So I'm really excited about what we get to do.
Yes. Hi, welcome to another episode of Mom Does It All. If you're looking for encouragement, empowerment, and uplifting in motherhood and mompreneurship, this is a show for you. I'm your host, Marta Spurk, triplet mom, woman empowerment coach, and all things motivation extraordinaire. In this episode, I talked to Ashley Meyer, licensed attorney in the state of California and the founder of the MomPire, a community whose purpose is to build the mom economy and have moms hire moms. Love her mission and this conversation. Let's dive in. Hi, Ashley. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me, Martha.
Oh, I am so excited to talk to you and learn more about your story, especially because you have a few things going on there. I mean, all mompreneurs usually have a million things going on, but you're a lawyer, your husband's a lawyer, you own a firm together, which is amazing. And you also have this business that empowers moms called the MomPire. And I know you switched the name not too long ago. You rebranded it. We were just talking about this off air. We were having a very extensive conversation off air. So just tell me like from the beginning or how you transitioned into this. And I want to learn more.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for having me. And I think it's really fun because I think as moms, we have a journey that we go on in business, motherhood, all the things. But embracing that journey can be really hard sometimes. And my journey and changes in my life and business came sometimes from pain points, which I think a lot of people like to glaze over. So basically what happened is my husband and I had my son, our first son, Brian. And when he was 6 months old, my husband quit his job on a Monday. And on Wednesday, we found out we were pregnant with our second.
Oh my God.
And we were like, oh my gosh, we have a 6-month-old. You're quitting your job. You're a corporate attorney, really soft, cushy position. And we're both going into self-employment. I had been unemployed, self-employed for like 6 years prior to that. So it wasn't anything new for us, for me to be self-employed, but for both of us, it was definitely a shift. So he was quitting his job, found out we were pregnant with our second, and we were getting ready to launch our joint law firm. And it was a huge, like, oh my gosh, okay, we're going to do this. And we went into grind mode. And by grind mode, I mean, we were in the hustle grind phase of launching a business. And I always tell people that when you are starting a business, there is a serious period of hustle. And people like to glaze over that or be like, I don't believe in hustle, or hustle's not good. You need to have balance. And I that later, I don't believe in balance, but you go into a hustle phase when you're starting a business. So I was 30 days pregnant, hustling, starting a business, doing construction on our new office, launching, running this business with my husband. And I had no time to connect with other moms. Okay. So I was still I had a 7-month-old. I was still a new mom.
Right. Yes.
Figuring out life, breastfeeding, pumping, all the things. Oh my gosh, that I'm not looking forward to it.
Oh, yes, because you're pregnant now.
Yes, I'm pregnant with our third. So I love that I've been able to breastfeed, but pumping is like the death of me. So
yeah.
I hate pumping. Anyways, so we were doing this, and then didn't have much time for like mom friends or meeting friends. I was the first of my friends to have kids, and all of my husband's friends had kids really young. So they were much older. So we didn't have anybody like actively having babies when I had one. So I didn't really have a community to connect with, except for a local Facebook group, a local moms group that I had joined in my town. So I became really invested because at least engaging in that group was easy. I could do it on my phone. I could take a break when I was pumping at work. I could engage. And so I became really involved in that group, giving advice, feedback, asking questions, just being a part of the community. And right when I was about to give birth to our second, August of that year, they kicked me out. And it was devastating. Actually, it was July. They kicked me out and it was devastating. And for me, it caused a lot of pain. And the reason why they kicked me out is because I shared a sale that a local kids boutique was having, and they had 50% all their designer kids clothes. And I was like, first of all, it's owned by a mom in our town. It's in our town. And what mom doesn't want a good deal? Like, hello. But they messaged me, the admins, and looking back, it was super, super hard because I felt huge rejection. And I was emotional because I was like 9 months pregnant, ready to pop.
Oh my gosh.
And exhausted, right? I was like, this is my mom lifeline. And then they kicked me out and they said, Ashley, we know you're an attorney in town. You own a law firm, you own a business, and you just want business to be part of this, but it's not. So I'm sorry, you can't be part of this group. And they ended up kicking out a bunch of people after me. So it was like a whole cleanup that they did. Yeah, it was hard, but I respect them for, knowing what they wanted for their group. But then that turned into me staying up till 11:45 at night. I was super upset, like crying. My husband did not care because they just don't understand that type of thing.
Why do you care so much is what they think, right?
Yeah. He's like, babe, who are they? Don't worry about it. Who are these women? Who cares? But it was a really big lesson for me because in that moment, I realized that I was a little bit different than just a stay-at-home mom. And I was a little bit different than an employed mom because when you're not at your job working, you're out of that element and you can be a mom, you can be a wife, you can be whatever it is you choose to be in that moment. And when you're a stay-at-home mom, you're not trying to juggle the business side of what I was doing. So I realized I was a little bit different. So 11:45 at night, I started a Facebook group called Mommies Hiring Mommies. So it'll be 4 years in July. So 4 years ago, I started this. And in the morning, there were 250 requests to join.
Oh my gosh.
And I said, okay, there has to be something here. There's something that people are wanting and they're wanting it like me. So the whole purpose when we first started was just to connect moms in business, but also support them in life and allow them to be all of who they are. Mom, business owner, wife, single parent, whatever they are, let them be everything that they are here. Don't censor them. Don't shelter them. Let them be and let them connect. And by doing business with each other and then learning about their families, they'll know where that money's going. So when I pay a mom for media services, I know that the money I'm paying her is going to support and feed her family. So fast forward a year and a half later, we had 9,000 members. We were nationwide. Meetups all over the country. And then we started growing so organically. I had to take some steps to build infrastructure, but it's been a huge blessing. So I started out as an attorney. I stepped back from our law firm from taking clients this year. So I'm still working in our law firm, but I don't actively take clients, new clients. And I stepped back full time and we did just rebrand. So 4 years ago, we were Mommies Hiring Mommies. We recently rebranded to MomEconomy so that we can serve at a higher and greater level. So we're super excited and we will always stay foundationally in the belief that moms can be all of who they are and we can connect and do business with each other. And our goal at the end of the day, my mission is to build the mom economy. Moms in the U.S. have
mom economy.
They have a $2.3 billion spending power in the U.S.
Wow.
So if moms have that much control over economy, why are we not promoting moms, hiring other moms and feeding each other's families?
Ooh, that gave me
That's
chills.
what we need to be doing. So I'm really excited about what we get to do.
Yes. Oh, that's amazing. I love that so much, especially when you say that you identify yourself as someone in the middle there where you're not just a stay-at-home mom, but you're not a working mom either because you're working from home, being self-employed. And it's a different reality completely, right? And to connect with other women that are doing the same thing and that understand that reality. It's so important too, because we need that sense of community as moms, period. But it's just so amazing that you created something so that you can be all of you, not just what you experienced in that group. Let's not talk a business because this is just moms, which is fine if that's what they want to do with their group. Yeah. But it's also amazing to have a place where you can do everything, where you be all that you are and still get that feedback and the help from other people too. So I love that.
Exactly. It's been super, super rewarding. And the fact that, and I've told you this before offline, but I feel like I'm not responsible for the growth that MomEconomy has seen. So we're almost 4 years old. We're national. We have members all over the country. But the women in our community have been so foundational in building relationships with one another and supporting each other, being each other's cheerleaders. And even there was a period of time I got really sick. They all stepped in and ran MomEconomy without me. It was actually kind of hilarious. And it was amazing. But these women have been the impetus for the growth of MomEconomy. And I'm so grateful because it's given me as much or more if not more, than I've ever given to it. So I feel like I've been the vessel or the facilitator for what MomPire is, but all these other women have been this driving force saying, Ashley, we need this, or Ashley, we need meetups, or Ashley, can you do this? Ashley, can you do that? And so incrementally, as we get feedback, we've built out resources and support to give women what they're asking for. And that's really special for me.
Yes. And that's where the whole service comes into play, right? You're doing something to help somebody else, but then it's just so much satisfaction that you're actually helping yourself. It's just amazing how that works. And I do
actually learned that service is energy filling for me. So if my tank is empty, it means I haven't been serving. There's something somewhere that's kept me from serving. And it's a learning process to learn what fulfills your energy and fills you up and all those things. And I found at a certain season in my life that if I wasn't serving, I was going to lose all my energy, that the serving is what filled me up. So for people that are looking to figure out what fuels their fire, if you're really lost, start with the book The Seed by John Gordon. It's all about planting or growing where you're planted and knowing when it's time to move on and move to the next place. So that's like one of my favorite books. I've reread it several times. But second to that is really starting with service. If you feel lost and you feel like you don't know what you're doing, just step out of your zone, step out of your box for a minute, take a break and go serve somewhere. Maybe it's at a homeless shelter. Maybe it's at your church. Maybe it's at a group of girlfriends, or maybe you have a friend that's struggling that, you have a skill set that could be really valuable for her, but normally you don't have the time. Take the time, cut out half a day, one day, and just go do something for somebody else.
Oh, that is so true. Because when you're focusing so much on you, then you lose that. And then you realize, and then you start wondering, why am I not feeling fulfilled? What is going on? And it's because you're really not giving back and using what you have, your talents, right? And that's where you find your identity too and what you're good at. And one of the things that we were talking off air, because I do want you to get into the structure of what like the membership and how these moms connect with each other, because that's super amazing. But since we're going into this route right now, because one of the things that you said off air was how you love being a lawyer, but this has added something extra to you that you felt that you had that extra need that just being a lawyer wasn't fulfilling, like the creative side of you. So I'd love for you to talk more about that.
Yeah, I'm happy to. And it's kind of funny because it came up organically when you and I were talking offline. Yes. And I think it's actually a conversation sometimes people need to hear. We were talking about how even if you're good at something, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be fulfilling. So I've been a licensed practicing attorney in California for several years. I love what I do. I own a law firm. Okay. Like if you're going to own a law firm, chances are there's something you like about what you do. Especially being a licensed professional, you're licensed, which means if you mess up, you lose your license. So you have to like what you do, because if you don't, you're going to mess up at some point. So my husband and I are both licensed attorneys. We own the firm together. Both my parents are attorneys. His dad's an attorney, his uncle, my aunt. So it runs deep. Like, we're lawyers through and through. But here's the deal. After I had my kids, something ignited within me, and it reminded me how much I love creativity. And when you are lawyering, you're not working in a very creative space. Even if you work with entrepreneurs, which we do, we help entrepreneurs and families build their legacies for longevity so they can build their dreams, legally protect them, and then ensure that those dreams can pass on down their children and their children's children and provide these foundations that are incredible. So it is really fun and very fulfilling and very rewarding in the sense that you're giving people their lifeblood and protecting it. But what I found through time, and after I had my kids and this creative spirit was reignited within me, I missed the use of the other side of my brain. I had to work so hard on the logic side with legal that I was finding deficiencies, and it was starting to steal my energy and my joy. So even though I'm a really good attorney, I missed that part, and I kept finding that I was reaching for it in other ways. And when we started MomPire 4 years ago, it became this outlet, this opportunity for me to do creative graphic work or, create, I have an event planning and marketing background prior to becoming an attorney. And I owned an organizational efficiency company that I sold before I became an attorney. So I have this in me. So I started using those previous skills to build out MomPire. I put on events. We did super creative, like event decor, all the marketing I did myself, everything. So I started finding this outlet, and it really kept drawing me. And so my husband and I had to sit down and say, like, what is it that's missing? And are you going to be fulfilled just being an attorney still? And the answer became no. The answer became no, because it wasn't pulling from both sides of my brain. And I desperately craved creativity. And so a lot of people have, at first I had to get over ego. So I just want to talk about ego for a minute.
Yes.
Like when you say that you're not going to lawyer anymore, it's an interesting conversation that happens. When you talk to people or you're meeting new people, there a lot of times people ask, what do you do? I can say I'm a lawyer, and people immediately know what that is and are impressed by it usually. Like, oh, you're an attorney? It's like, oh, you're a doctor? Oh, there's this like respect association with it. When I decided to step back from lawyering, not take clients anymore. So again, I'm still working in my firm, but I'm not taking clients. People are like, well, what are you going to do? And I'm like, well, I'm going to run MomEconomy. And they're like, how?
That's not a job.
Right. And people started questioning immediately, how are you going to make money on that? What are you going to do? What if, like, do people even care? And it's funny because saying I run a women's organization or I run a national organization for mom-owned businesses, people have no immediate association for that the way they do when you say I'm a lawyer or I'm a doctor. And so it was a big ego shift for me. Both my parents are attorneys. I worked my whole life to become an attorney. I worked in my dad's law firm as a kid. I love the legal world. I love lawyering. I respect it and I appreciate it. And I get lit up by it. I was even telling you, my husband and I go away for the weekend without the kids sometimes, and we geek out over business. I mean, it is silly, you guys. Like, we are really ridiculous. So right now he's missing my partnership a little bit in the cases because we have so much fun doing them together. But it was a big shift. I had to really get over my own ego and say, I don't need this title to validate who I am. And I don't need this title for other people to understand my value. And so it was a big shift. And for people listening, if you're in this kind of shift phase, you really have to speak to yourself from a place of emotion and ask yourself what brings you joy. This is also a conversation we had offline. When you start thinking about your energy and how you feel and how fulfilled you are, you really have to start thinking about how you feel in doing what you're doing, whether it's business, life, parenthood, any of the things. How I'm showing up in these different areas of my life, am I deriving joy from it? Do I feel joyful as a mother? Do I feel joyful as a wife or a spouse? Do I feel joyful as a business owner? And if you're not, and there will be hard stuff in all of those hats. Any hat you're wearing, there's going to be hard stuff within that. But if you're not feeling joy, then you really need to look at, okay, what's missing or how can I be doing it differently? And again, for me, I didn't leave my law firm, but I stepped back from taking clients and I now run all the back end. I run the marketing for our firm. I run our staff management. I run payroll, HR, all of that. So I do behind the scenes development, which is using my creative skill set. Meanwhile, my husband runs the litigation and case management side of our practice. And we have other attorneys and staff working for us doing the day-to-day operations. So you just have to look at, maybe it's not jumping ship and starting a different business like I did with Meyer. Maybe it's doing what I did within my law firm and shifting how and in what role you play. And we were even talking, Marta, about how, oftentimes in business ownership, you realize that you're more left brain or right brain, right? A few years in, you're like, God, you know what? I really don't like bookkeeping. Bookkeeping will be the death of me, but it's very important so I can pay my taxes. And know how much I make and know how much my marketing efforts are producing and all of these things. Bookkeeping is very important, but it's not a fun skill set. I hate bookkeeping, but you can leverage out and hire a bookkeeper. Or if you don't have the funds, in my community, I always recommend bartering. The barter economy is still alive and well, you guys. Bartering is a powerful way to exchange for a service or goods that you need. So if you don't have the funds for something, you really need to look at how or who can I connect with to trade for this. I have a skill set this. And sometimes it's as simple as even in our Facebook community, you can say, hey, you guys, I'm a marketing or graphic designer. I really need help with my bookkeeping, but I'm looking to trade services with anybody. Is anybody a bookkeeper that can help me, put together a profit and loss statement? And I'm happy to create some marketing collateral for you. And it's really cool because we see women connect and exchange like this all the time, but really in any of your area of your life, even our legal practice, we've done legal services in exchange for painting our house. We've done legal services in exchange for speech therapy for our son. So it's very interesting how you can barter and still develop. And honestly, we don't pay taxes on those. So
Perfect exchange.
Sometimes we try to do value for value services, but you guys, things you are doing should bring you joy.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, like we were talking offline, you will eventually start becoming drained.
Yeah.
It just will not be fulfilling and you'll have to shift. So things should be bringing you joy and they should be fitting and fulfilling the life that you want. And if they're not fueling that life, your life by design, there's something else that's missing.
Yes. Oh, and I love that because it's not like we're just saying, go on and find joy and figure it all out yourself. You have a whole story that proves that in different ways, not just like what you were saying. Maybe it's not like you're switching completely different to a different business, but within your business, what are some of the things that you can maybe outsource or find somebody else to help you with or whatever? Like really step outside your box and figure it out and analyze your emotions, right? Because again, we get so busy with everything and looking into other people's needs that we forget our own needs. And ultimately it has to bring us joy. So tell us more about, you kind of got into the Facebook group that women can look for these services, but how does the membership work? Give us some more details about MomPire.
So I'm super excited. Our membership is structured in a couple different ways. So you can become an advertising member where you join. If you go to the-mompire.com, we have a national directory of mom-owned businesses where you can put your business in the directory and get immediately visible to your ideal audience, which is other moms that, again, have how many billions of dollars ready to spend. So you want to get in front of other moms who can actually hire you. So getting in the directory is the first spot. It's $97 a year. So it's very minimal cost investment. I know it feels a lot to some people, but this is your first opportunity to get your business out there and in front of people. And then you start sharing it from there. Our members get the opportunity to guest blog in our blog. So you can submit blogs to MomPire and we'll publish them out and link them back to your directory profile. So it's another way for you to get traction. And we have promotional plans for all of our blog posts. So they get published out to all of our social media channels, our Pinterest, everything. So it's a really fun way to start. We're getting ready to launch, and I'm excited about this, a $5 downloads page. So our $5 downloads page is going to be a place where you can immediately download a business plan template, a marketing plan template. You can get Business Formation 101, which again, I'm a lawyer and I represent businesses. So it's basically a legal checklist to help you decide what type of formation you might want for your business. And I think a lot of people, it's just an elementary foundation that a lot of people skip because they are too scared to ask the questions or pick up the phone and call a lawyer because of the cost. So it's a good starting point. We're getting ready to upload a podcast startup checklist to there, which will be really cool. So all these downloads will be instantaneous downloads at your fingertips to help you build and grow your business and continue serving you. And we will just continue adding to that page. And we're just really excited about it. And there's going to be a bulk, like buy them all at once for a discounted price. And we haven't decided on that yet. But so there's different ways. And then we're going to be launching our daily journal, which we've done 2 short releases the last 2 Christmases, and it's been super successful. And every time I get interviewed on podcasts, people ask me about balance. We end up talking about the journal. So we have decided to do a full release for it later this year. And it's all about balancing life and motherhood and making sure that I don't believe in balance. So it's finding actually why you feel off and making sure that you understand satisfaction in your life. And when you are out of balance or you're feeling like all over the place or the world is crashing in, it really helps you hone in on where your energy needs to be spent instead of feeling like you have to spend it everywhere. So we have a lot of different opportunities on our website to support our moms and business owners. But that $97 membership, get your business up in the directory, is really your best way to start. And then we have an executive membership also where you can up level from there.
Nice. Oh, so many resources, so much insight and value. Thank you so much. Well, we already talked about, it's called the MomPire, but tell us how to reach you. You have a podcast and give us all the resources.
So you guys can definitely pop on over. You're already listening to a podcast, so it might be easy. Pop on over to the MomPire podcast. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, pretty much everywhere you can find a podcast. You can find us at the-mompire.com. We have a free membership if you're just wanting to kind of test the waters, find out more. You can join the free membership. Just check out our Facebook community and everything like that. It'll lead you to our Instagram, but you can pretty much find us everywhere at the MomPire. So we're super excited to connect with you guys. If you have needs or questions, we're pretty much always present. We have a really great team behind us who is always here and ready to support you.
Amazing. Oh, I love this so much. This is such a great resource for all the moms that are listening to me. Awesome. Thank you so much, Ashley. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much, Marta. It's been great.
How awesome is that? Let's build a mom economy. support other mom-owned businesses, and also serve more moms with our businesses. Don't forget to connect with Ashley on social media and join the Mompire. You have nothing to lose. You actually have a lot to gain from this amazing community. And if you love this episode, please share on social media, take a screenshot, and tag us. Until next time, bye.